You guys, what is up? Welcome back to Force of Will US. My name is Chris.
And I'm Matt.
And today we're going to be doing some more live testing for you guys. I know that we're super excited to bring you some more stuff, and I just lost the dice.
Yeah!
So we're going to be doing two decks here. Matt is going to be playing his Dark Pandora build that's infuriating. And I am going to be playing a new Dracula brew. So we're going to get started right away.
Yep. And then, so just a word as well, like this is going to be the recording software that we're going to be using for regionals, so hopefully this is kind of our test run. We're going to have a little bit better of a stand set up, so hopefully this works out for us. I'm going to mulligan 2. You know, this deck, actually I'm going to mulligan 3, sorry, wrong card. This deck really wants to have that early game ramp. This is, you know, known as Turbo Pandora, if you will. So not super excited about my hand, but do you have any mulligans? Or?
I'm good.
All right, well, I'm going to go first. Let's call a stone and say go.
All right, draw. We're also going to call a stone. We're going to tap 1 for a Servitor Vampire.
Woo!
And say go.
You know, it's always the worst feeling when you top deck those elves, let me tell you. So we don't really want him to have the Servant on the board. I know that it might, you know, we don't want him to flip Dracula early, so we're just going to Thunder away the Vampire's Servant. That way when Dracula does flip later, we can actually interact with it.
Alright, we drew. We're going to get another stone. Okay. We're going to go tap 2 for Laura.
Yep.
We're going to search. We're going to grab a Carmilla from the search.
Yep. Always your, you know, go-to vampire, very good grab, 8/8 body, kills something when it enters the field. Just a very powerful card.
Yes, it is. Alright. And I'll pass after that.
Draw. Well, let me tell you, we are just having Elvish Priests for days, folks. So speaking of this more 4-color deck, the red is a splash, and you know we really do need more black, and that's just something that is lacking here. So we are just going to play another Elvish Priest and say go.
Okay, we're going to draw. We're going to get a stone.
Definitely missing out on a lot of our ramp early game opportunities within this deck right now.
We're going to play 2 for a Cinderella.
Yep.
We're going to banish both.
Sure. I'm going to double float the green off the 2 priests.
Sure. And I'll say go after that.
So, on your turn, using 2 of the will and 1 other one, I'm going to put in Feasting.
Sure.
Draw for my turn. No effects. Draw, so we're just going to untap. So right here we would have been able to do a flip, which would have been really nice, but we play tested some games earlier, so he saw it coming. So I'll just go ahead and call another stone. I'm still feeling pretty good about this because, as you guys know, Spiral of Despair is another great card. So tapping for black and tapping Feasting, I'm going to use Spiral of Despair. So if you just lay them out, we'll figure out what these 2 cards are going to be. 1 and 2.
I'll thunder you in the face
Sure.
first.
Should have asked if you had any responses first. So shuffle them up, and then we'll just do one of these first 2. So whatever they are. Show me something good. Carmilla and a Cake Zone. I am perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid for you.
Yep. I'll just say go. Don't have to worry about losing my Feasting unless he, you know, top decks another one, or he might have already had one in hand as well. So, you know, having that random discard effect off Spiral of Despair definitely, you know, is pretty great in the control mirror.
We have a pretty bad hand here. We're going to say go.
All right, end of your turn, I'm going to flash in another Feasting.
Sure.
Any responses?
I am going to... No, I cannot do that. I only have 1 green source.
No Zeeks for you. So we get to untap, and now we're sitting at 6. Yeah, we really have no other option. Again, that we really just want to go for the Pandora flip as early as possible. So we are going to flip Pandora. He's going to discard his hand, and then we're going to get in there for 500 damage. Maybe we draw a Thunder, but you know this is pretty much me telegraphing to him I don't have a Thunder in my hand. If you were to play another Vampire Servant. But I have 3 cards in my hand. He has none.
And I just, yeah. This is a really hard spot for me. I could call another stone. I only have 1 green source, which really sucks. But I can't really afford to take another 1400 damage next turn. So what I think I'll do is give one of the Fate Stings minus 300 defense, and then Thunder it.
Yep.
And I'll say go.
Good to do it while I'm tapped out. Draw. Our hand does feel pretty good just to get in the 900 damage. I do have something I can play. Let me tap this correctly before I forget. He doesn't have Grubalesta yet, and we do need to get more stones. So we're going to play Girl here. The deck is all wind stones. If he gets Grubalesta into like Vampire Servant, that could be pretty bad for us if we don't have an immediate response, but we're still feeling pretty comfortable about this game, so we're just going to go ahead and attack for 900. Put you down to 26.
Yep.
And say go.
Okay, untap. I'm quickly running out of options here, so I have to go for it. I'm pretty sure he probably has to cancel, but I do have a Carmilla that I just drew.
Yep.
There's really nothing else I could have done. So that is dead.
Forced to play it, and I'm going to tap correctly, because if I do draw Thunder in my draw step, I do want to have that red source open.
And once again, I think I'll just kill the Griddle.
Yep.
And, yeah, say go.
Draw. Tap. At this point, I'm feeling pretty comfortable on 5. And again, we just want to close out this game as quick as we can. So we're just going to attack for 9 again in this situation. We do have, assuming he doesn't know, we do have a couple counter spells and a Flames in our hand, so we are feeling pretty comfortable to just get aggressive in this game. So say go.
And we just drew another awful draw off the top. And so we're kind of just dead in the water here. If you haven't noticed, the complete discard of my hand has really just kind of wrecked my game here. So there's not much I can do. I'm pretty much at this point. If I was playing a tournament, I'd probably just concede. But we'll play it out just for the sake of seeing it. So go ahead.
All right, draw. Untap. So that's 9. So it doesn't really. I just drew a Seth. And this late in the game, so I have 2 Absolute Cake Zone of Flames. Playing the Seth would be okay, but I like the idea of having Flames and Absolute Cake Zone open, and it doesn't actually change the clock in this situation. So we're just going to attack for 9, present lethal on the next turn, and have Absolute Cake Zone and Flames on backup, and just say pass.
Yeah, we're going to draw. And we just drew dead again, and that is GG. So, yeah.
Right, next game. So discarding is still very good in the control mirror. When you make them discard their hand, it's going to put you pretty far ahead. So reset the life totals, flip this back. Again, that whole shuffling 10-card stone deck, I can just, as long as I've been playing, cannot get past that.
Yeah, obviously.
As I throw them all over the place.
Oh, man.
Your favorite part? Me bridging?
Yes, I cannot stand when you bend your cards. So, at the time we're recording this, the ARG New Jersey tournament just finished up, so congrats to all of you that made top 8. It's pretty awesome.
Shout out to Julius and Royce Townsend, or Julius Drake and Royce Townsend, I should say, that both the players contacted me this week, and we were working on 2 very different Dark Pandora lists, and they both made it in top 8, so I'm actually pretty excited for that. Dark Pandora has just been missing from our meta. It's it beats all the control decks game 1, so it already puts you in a favorable spot. And the 300 player Italy event, it beat all the Abdul decks. So main deck Pandora, for those game 1s are just really, really strong.
Yeah, and for those of you who are wondering about this Dracula list, it is very similar to a list that was top 8 at the Italy event. 97 players, I believe.
Yep, at Baka Neko. I'm probably butchering that name horribly, and I apologize, Daniel, if you do watch this.
Alright, guys.
I'm feeling pretty good with my 5. It has a little bit of a ramp. It has the, Big Daddy answer that we want to see. And we have Elvish Priest and Gretel. So this feels like a pretty okay hand for me. So I'll just do one of these.
I have like all the answers, but in this matchup I kind of need to get moving. So I think I'm going to throw some of this back. I like having the flames to deal with his imminent Feath Stings. So I think we'll just keep 2. And we're just going to draw that. So
hey, you're on the play this time, so that's definitely good for you.
It's pretty neat. Go ahead. Can't even play Thunder. Go ahead and play your Priest.
Yay!
There it is.
Don't bolt the bird. Don't bolt my bird.
We just drew that. So I'm starting to think after playing a handful of games with this deck that this deck is a little too spell heavy. I understand that it's a control deck, but I mean, the Resonator count, unless my shuffling was pure awfulness. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he realizes very early that he just needs to bolt my Priest, try to slow me down. But we do draw the Gretel. Gets us into another black source. Still no Thunder. And we're just going to say go.
Oh my goodness, guys. I don't know if you're seeing this. So that's my hand. It's pretty rough. Feath Sting is a decent card to see, I guess. I think we just pass here.
Alright, draw. Yeah, not really doing anything too fancy, just clawing a stone. Wow. Triple black green, 1 late. No point to play Mephistopheles into a counter spell with what I'm pulling, so we're just going to attack for 2. Again, those early beats.
Sure.
And we're going to say go after that.
Draw. Wow, okay. We drew the fun of to go with this. So, yeah. We need to keep getting stones in case we ever get back into this game. But I still think we're going to pass here.
You have two turns for me to draw the Deadest. So probably for the first time I am missing a Feath Sting, so I'm just going to draw, call a stone to present, wow, quad Dark Wind. Fantastic. Just present the Dark Pandora flip next turn. I'll get another 2 free damage, no reason not to attack, and say go.
Okay, I'm going to draw here, and ladies and gentlemen, we still have not drawn a Resonator. We are basically 10 cards into the deck, and we have not drawn a single Resonator. So, yeah, it's good stuff. All right.
And didn't we add Resonators to this list?
Yes, we sure did.
Wow.
So, I think at this point, I am going to Thunder this, just to get it out of here, unless he wants to counter it.
It's just a Gretel. I could draw the card, but it's not really what we're looking to do, so we want to preserve it in case, we have an absolute cake zone. It would be nice to draw the card off Gretel, but probably shouldn't stop his, bigger plays that he could be making this turn.
Yeah, and basically I'm just sitting here thinking, wow, this entire hand is about to be gone. So what I think I'm going to do, actually, is play the Necronomicon.
And we're going to play the absolute cake zone they were talking about, like knowing that he had to play, a big card here, that would be the one to probably win it for him.
Not that it would have mattered that much, because this whole hand would have been put in the removed from game zone. Yep, so knowing that my hand is now gone, I will say go. Probably shouldn't have done that. But any player that's playing Pandora is going to flip before they do, summon anything else, and they're, he's going to tap out anyway, so he's not going to be able to do anything else this turn. So,
jeez, stacked.
So yeah, there goes the control portion of my deck, just gone. It's pretty rough. Now we're top decking again.
And here's the point where we're just hoping that he doesn't top deck anything this turn. We do have our main threat in our hand, so we're looking just to call a stone, protect it, and hopefully he whiffs. Well, and that's what happens.
Say go.
Fantastic. Draw. Well, our stare downs are just going to get awkward. No reason not to just do this anyways. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, well, I was feeling pretty good. This is twice he's done this to me. You know, Dark Pandora flip into Mephistopheles is probably one of the best possible things that you could be doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, and I still have 7 cards in hand, so I'm just going to say go, hope for the best here. We might just be having a Mephistopheles stare down. What do you have? 4 open? I mean, we need to just keep the Laura off the board, because if we trade Mephistopheles, then he's going to flip Dracula, and that's going to feel really awkward. So we're going to Zeke's this.
Sure.
Just so he doesn't have a vampire. Oh.
Now, in this situation, I'm not really sure if I want to attack. Because I don't have a vampire on board. I don't get too much value except not dying, I guess. He has a lot of cards in hand, though. So
It's an awkward situation, but like knowing that I'm going to attack your Mephistopheles most likely next turn anyways, knowing that I have 6 cards in hand, I'm feeling the more control game, like I'm prepared to go longer in this matchup.
Right. I'm just not sure if I attack face or... I mean, you're probably just going to block whatever I attack.
Yep.
So I think I will... Yeah, but hit this
Yeah.
one here, yeah. And say go.
Right, draw. I could have done something else and let that my ruler die, knowing that I completely forgot I had Seth in hand. So I would have been able to play Seth, attack his Mephistopheles, and then get Mephistopheles back to my hand, which definitely would have been the correct play, but when you play a 2 of in the deck, you kind of forget it's there, which is definitely what just happened. So, don't need all these dark sources, red. Yep, that looks right. So we're just going to play the Seth. Again, it would have been the correct play would have been to get our Mephistopheles back, but we just kind of have to wait it out and see what else happens, and say go.
Okay, we are once again in YOLO mode. We're going to attempt to attack the Carmilla, or get the Seth.
Knowing that's his only card, we do have... this is awkward. Yeah, I don't want to play it this way. We do have a Zeke's in hand, but we also really want to get Mephistopheles back. So what we're just going to do is, that resolves. We're going to Dream of Juliet Seth to protect him. So he's going to blink back in. And then knowing that he has Feasting Stone, but he can't chase to it, we're going to Flames of Outer World the Carmilla to get back Mephistopheles. So that was, originally a misplay on my part, but at least it allows us to buy back the main threat in our deck.
Yeah, and I'm just pretty much dead again, so go ahead.
Or sorry, draw. Well, I do want to sacrifice off the... we're going to play 4 Meph, and then 1 for a Elvish Priest, and then we're going to attack for 6. This is just a way to protect our Seth for another turn. Sacrifice.
Yep.
Just to have that extra 6 power on board. I'm going to say go after that.
And we are dead. Because he's got 2,000 power on board, or 2,500 power on board. All he needs is a Thunder. Yeah, and double Thunder in hand. So, well, you guys, that's what can happen when you are facing against the Turbo Pandora. Turbo Pandora, really good, really overlooked right now. I mean, basically, you put your opponent into YOLO mode on turn 4. If you're playing right and you get the cards you need, it's pretty consistent making your opponent discard their entire hand on 4, which puts them in the ultimate YOLO mode. So as you saw, I just got totally wrecked, and this deck was with a couple minor changes was one of the top 8. The Dracula deck was one of the top 8 at Italy Bakaneku. So yeah, Pandora is something you need to look at, and in our next video coming up, then you will get to see another matchup with the Pandora deck. So, as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Feel free to contact us at ggforceofwill@gmail.com. You can also comment down below. We love reading those comments, and follow us on Twitter at FOW101. So, once again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next edition of Force of Will 101.
Have a good one, guys.